We live in an environment, I wish we lived in a world where we just didn't platform Donald Trump. He doesn't say anything. We live in a democratized media where he...
What did she just say?
I wish we lived in a world where we just didn't platform Donald Trump. He doesn't say anything. We live in a democratized media.
She literally just said, I wish we lived in a world where we didn't platform Donald Trump. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase with me, Chase. So if you're watching this video as soon as it comes out, the debate between Trump and Biden is happening in about probably an hour and a half, I think, from when I upload this, probably an hour and a half later. If not, stick around because this video is still worth watching. We're gonna get into some of the antics of the gals over there at The View. Normally, I wouldn't even discuss what's going on over there at The View. I just wouldn't care. But given the way things are right now, I feel like it's a little relevant because this time, you know, they're just spewing nonsense. Well, Chase, aren't they always just spewing nonsense? Yes, they are. But this time it got under my skin. Okay, leave me alone. Get off my back. But what they're getting on about is about Trump and the debate. And, well, I think it's interesting. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into this clip from The View.
You know, the first presidential debate of 2024 is airing on CNN on Thursday, but already it's mired in controversy after you-know-who's campaign press secretary was yanked from the network this morning. Take a look.
President Trump is knowingly going into a hostile environment on this very network, on CNN, with debate moderators who have made their opinions about him very well known over the past 8 years and their biased coverage of him.
My colleagues, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, have acquitted themselves as professionals as they have covered campaigns and interviewed candidates from all sides of the aisle. I'll also say that if you talk to analysts of debates previous, that if you're attacking the moderators, you're usually losing. What do you expect from Joe Biden?
Well, first of all, it takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently, frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time.
If you haven't seen the full video, I saw the full video of that on Twitter, and his campaign manager is actually trying to bring up some really good points. It's heavily edited to make her look a little more ridiculous, but she's really trying to bring up some heavy points of, yes, the two moderators of this debate openly hate President Trump. They hate him completely. Now, granted, I'm going to try to be not... Is this a twist off? No. Okay. I'm going to try to be not too biased during this whole thing. But, you know, I'll do what I can.
Kudos to Casey Hunt, and who's a friend and colleague of Anna and mine at CNN, for getting it back on the rails. But to me, it underscored a stunning lack of message discipline. You're a campaign spokesperson. You should be there to talk about what's Donald Trump's proactive agenda for the American people. How does he want to build the middle class or secure the border? But she can't. It's grievance, it's rage, it's retribution. It's the same thing that he suffers from. And honestly, this may be hard for us to believe. There are undecided voters who watch CNN.
Here's the thing. We know what his message is. It's very clear what his message is. I don't think anybody is on the fence about where Trump lies on things. Okay? It's like playing a game of Monopoly, and the person who gets in charge to be banker is known for stealing money. You know that person steals money all the time. And everybody tells you, don't bring it up, don't bring it up, don't bring it up. It's like, but we know what this person does. So because of that, you can only assume that everybody is in bed with the banker.
These are people who are going to determine this election. You're not winning any of them over by going after one of their most popular anchors repeatedly and not focusing on what matters.
Yes, yes you are. One of the biggest phrases that has ever come from Trump is fake news. Who is that directed to? The mainstream media. Because people loved it. Literally every time he's at one of his rallies, he's always pointing to the back. See all the I can't do a Trump impression. We're junk. But do you see all the? I'm trying. Whatever. He points to the back of the crowd. He's like, "That's the media back there, the fake news," and the crowd goes wild. Nobody likes the media. CNN is a joke. So to call them out, people love that.
To the American people, but kind of as Sarah alludes to, I think that they're setting the stage for if the debate goes poorly to say it was rigged, these moderators were against us, and frankly to try to get out of the next ABC one, which I think is important that they do. But again, this is a candidate who's on the campaign trail talking about sharks, Hannibal Lecter, boats sinking. Like, there is no message discipline here, as evidenced by his spokesperson.
I do like what you're saying, Alyssa, about the lack of messaging. It just, there's no message discipline here. But I love the way she handled it.
Okay. Just so you know, this chick right here, this is the woman that voted for her son. Okay? Like, and when I say that, I literally mean she voted on behalf of her son. So with the whole mail-in ballots, her son didn't fill it out, and she openly admitted on air that she filled out her son's ballot and mailed it in. Okay? Just to give you some idea of who's talking right now.
Because back in the day, you know, journalists in the days of, like, let's say, Walter Cronkite and
people wouldn't have done that to Walter.
People wouldn't have done that, but or Peter Jennings.
Yes, back in the good old days. Remember the good old days when news was all centralized and it came out of just 3 places? Oh, those were the good old days when you could just contrive whatever story you needed to. Oh, those were such the good old days where we had all the control over information that was released.
You know, you always saw and gave opportunity for both sides. It was what journalism was. I think Lester Holt said it best. Our world is different now. Mm-hmm. We're in the world of alternative facts as created by our favorite person, Kellyanne Conway. And when he was receiving the Edward R. Murrow Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2021, he said this. He said, "I think it's become clear that fairness is overrated. The idea that we should always give 2 sides equal weight and merit does not reflect the world we find ourselves in. Decisions to not give unsupported arguments equal time are not a dereliction of journalistic responsibility or some kind of agenda. In fact, it's just the opposite. Our duty is to be fair to the truth." And that's what she was doing. She was being fair to the truth. She was trying to get to the facts. She refused to get to the facts. She instead wanted to...
I can't believe this woman. Like, that quote's dumb. Basically, Lester Holt, if she's reading it right, is saying it's not our job to present both sides. That's what he's saying. It's our job to take the side that we feel has the most truth and not give credence to the naysayer. That's what he's saying in a nutshell. And that's exactly how the left mainly approaches things.
Sort of, it was ad hominem attacks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what she's talking about. She's talking about so the lady, Trump's campaign manager on CNN, was trying to lay out very clear, like, yes, Jake Tapper has made it very clear that he does not like President Trump. And whoever the other lady is. They've made it very clear they don't like President Trump, and they're moderating it. Like, doesn't that seem kind of weird? Oh, you don't need to be talking about my colleagues like that. Shutting it down. And she's saying that's exactly what would happen. Or that's exactly what should happen. Is what the campaign manager is saying untrue? No. So, what is she talking about?
And when that happens, you cut the mic. You cut the mic, and that's what she did.
Well,
you cut the mic when they start telling the truth. Okay. I got it. That makes sense. That's
and
it.
we are anticipating that you are not prepared. Because you keep saying you going and you preparing when you're on the trail. Well, okay.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Joe
where
Biden
it
has
brings
been
you.
locked in Camp David. He's been doing mock debates. He's been taking this very seriously. Donald Trump has been doing Donald Trump. You know, whatever it is that he does.
What do you mean whatever it is that he does? He's been in court. He's been fighting lawsuits. What do you mean what has he been doing? He's been out, like, every time he gets a chance to go talk in front of groups of people. He's been in court. Like, what are you talking about? This chick's dumb.
And I couldn't agree with
She's not dumb. She's an idiot.
you more. I think
And
they just blab for the purpose of blabbing.
I think it's also why the debates matter. Both ABC and CNN, you're going to have credible journalists with terms where they can turn off microphones when people start to spin and to lie. Because we live in an environment, I wish we lived in a world where we just didn't platform Donald Trump. He doesn't say anything. We live in a democratized media where he...
What did she just say? Let me go back real quick. Okay. What did she...
They can turn off microphones when people start to spin and to lie. Because we live in an environment, I wish we lived in a world where we just didn't platform Donald Trump. He doesn't say anything. We live in a democratized media.
She literally just said, I wish we lived in a world where we didn't platform Donald Trump. Tell me you're a communist without telling me you're a communist. Like, what kind of speech is that? That is wild. Wild. Wow. That is, I'm very shocked she even said that. I'm not. The mask slips all the time. They always reveal themselves.
Media where he is going to reach people even if networks and cables don't platform him. It's better for him to be in front of credible people who will challenge him on facts and be able to hold him accountable.
And it's a reminder that...
Yeah, he should be on other... She's basically saying, isn't it tragic that he has all these other outlets to speak to people? Oh, isn't it tragic? Man, this woman's wild.
If the facts are not clear to people, that was what a journalist was there to do, to say, in fact, this is what went on and this is how we checked. Now, we've been given doubts that people don't know how to do this. The media has pretty much always been fair to each side. And now...
I should have made this a drinking game. This would be gone by now. The media has always been fair to each side. Yes. Like, that is such a... Like, only the left would say that. Like, only the left would say that. What do you mean? We've always... Sometimes I get amazed at how people think.
When we've gone to this place where you only hear this, see, we have to tell you both sides. That's why Alyssa's here. That's why Anna's here.
Do you want to know who Alyssa is? This chick right here that I'm circling, that's Alyssa. She's the one that literally just said a minute ago, I wish I lived in a world where Donald Trump was not platformed. Okay. And then Anna, I think is this one in the black shirt, and she's the one that's just kind of an idiot. So I guess these two are one side, and then the other three are the other side. Like, what are these two sides that we're talking about here? Like, left and even farther left? Like, because they're sure in a centrist position that I've seen, and definitely nothing right of center. So I don't know what Whoopi's talking about.
Because we don't all think the same way. And it's like you all don't think the same way.
Yeah, we all don't think the same way, and all these chuckleheads are nodding when everybody's talking about whatever it is.
So you want to hear what other people say, but when they're lying, we can't have it. We can't allow on this show to have things said that we know for a fact are not true. That's what it used to be. That's what it needs to go back to be, and that's where y'all come in.
I do not disagree with anything she's saying at this point, but none of what she's saying is held up in reality. We can literally just go back to the whole pandemic. What did we learn? What was the truth during that time? That masks work, that the virus definitely was not made in a lab in Wuhan, that ivermectin is a horse paste and it's ridiculous to even take, and that the vaccine pretty much guarantees you will not catch it. All of those were lies, and they were held up as truth. And when doctors or biologists would come forth denouncing the truth, they were ridiculed, they were mocked. Some of them, I think some of them even lost license. It was terrible. So this whole preaching of, oh yeah, we need diversity of thought and truth to be explained and all that. It's a show. It's nothing but a show.
It's okay to feel how you feel, but demand the truth. Demand folks fact check what they're telling you. Because what they're telling you is...
We did! I never tire of seeing like posts like, especially when it comes to the pandemics, that's the most recent thing, and it's the best example. Like people will post like, oh, if only I knew then what I know now. I wish I knew. Like, we did know. What do you mean? We did know. You just refused to believe it. That's not our problem. So there you have it. The View never fails to show its true colors and its ridiculous's. I don't know how this show takes itself seriously. There is so much cognitive dissonance at work in just this little clip. It's unreal. And it's infuriating in a way because it's like something you can't reason with. Yeah, I don't know how else to say that. So, but what do you guys think? Are you excited for the debate? Who you want to win the debate, I guess? Because there's always a winner and a loser, apparently. Anyways, guys, if you haven't yet already, please subscribe to the channel. Love to hear your comments down below. Hit that bell for notification. But as always, guys, peace out.